Hello everyone, we're here doing insert a node at a specific position in a linked list. Sorry about the mic, I know the mic is really bad, you're just gonna have to bear with me. Alright, so first thing to keep in mind, I actually had to do this in Java 15. I tried doing it in Java 8 and I was getting some weird error, so I had to change this to Java 15. If you're experiencing a technical problem like I was, you might need to just bump up to Java 15. Anyway, alright, so I already have the code here written like usual. If you just need the codes right here, feel free to copy it. If not, if you want to hear me talk about it, just tune in here. So what are we doing here? We're inserting a node at a specific position in a linked list. So giving the pointer to the head node of a linked list and an integer to insert at a certain position, create a new node with the given integer as its data attribute. Insert this node at the desired position and return the head node. A position of 0 indicates head, a position of 1 indicates one node away from the head, and so on. The head pointer may be null, meaning that the initial list is empty. Alright, so let's jump into it, right? So we're going to be giving a head node, which is going to be this parameter here called list. This data parameter here is what we're going to be inserting into our new node, and then when this is the position where we're going to be placing that new node with the new data value that they're giving us here. Alright, so right off the bat, that's what I do here. I create the new node that we're going to be inserting, and then I add the data to it, right? So the first thing I do here is just to make sure that my edge cases are kind of good. So I make sure I check to see if the list is null. If it has nothing in it, then you just return this new node that we created. It's going to be the first element we add onto the list. Then the next thing I do is I do something a little bit simpler. I check to see if the position that they want us to insert this new node is at the start of the list, which basically means we're going to give it a new head. That's what I do in this block of code here. So if the position is equal to 0, just like the question here says, a position of 0 indicates head. Basically, I just say, okay, this new node point at the previous head of the list, and thus making this the first node in the list, and then we just return that new node. So hopefully that you guys got the hang of that. If not, just stick around for a little bit. I have a drawing here that I'm going to show a little bit. Maybe you might make a little bit more sense there. So now the harder part here is actually cycling through the list and finding the position and then inserting that node. So in this block of code here, that's precisely what I do. I created an iterator to cycle through the list. I create a counter to keep track of the position, and then I cycle the list till the end of the list, or until the position is found. Alright, so what is that, right? So I create this iterator here. Notice that it's a simply linked list node. So what this is just going to do is just going to traverse the list. It's going to be hitting those it's going to be hitting the next pointer, finding out the next element is. And then I create a counter here. So the counter is just to track the position of where the iterator is at. And then I'm going to show you guys something here real soon here. So then we have a while loop. The while loop basically says that the counter is less than the position minus 1. Keep iterating. So what does that all mean, right? So the easiest way for me to describe it is with a nice little diagram here. So I know it's pretty sloppy, but my Google drawings are not the prettiest. So let me describe what you guys are seeing here, right? So this letter P here stands for the position. This is just going to be a quick test that I created. So in this test here, we're going to be inserting a node at index 2, right? So then if we look up here, these are the indexes of the nodes. And then what are the nodes? The nodes are going to be these 4 red circles here. Okay, so the first node is at index 0, second node, index 1, third node, index 2, fourth node, index 3. Okay, so for this problem, we want to insert our new node at index 2. So how do we do that, right? So we're going to count, we're going to start off at the head node, which will be at index 0. Then we're going to move on to the next node at index 1. And then once we hit index 2, we're going to end up here. Okay. Then the next part is pretty simple. So keep track of where we are in this list. we do a counter. So that's what these numbers here represent. So we hit 0, 1, okay, we're 1 shy of 2, so let's stop iterating and actually insert the node here, and then move everything to the right. And that's exactly what we do in this code here. Our counter just keeps it increasing each time we find a node, and then we keep iterating through the list here. Finally, this is kind of where we start linking the list, right? So we create a temp variable. This temp variable is going to be, which one is it going to be? I iterate that next. So this temp variable is going to be this node here. And then we set iterator.next. Iterator.next would be the node we stop at prior to our target value. And then we set this iterator to point at the new node, right? And this is the new node here. And then we simply set that new node, this node, to point at this new one here. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, I really suggest just drawing it out and probably make more sense. But that's everything here. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.